Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Mineathon server. Oh, baby, it's that time of year again. Minathon are starting to create their mini-games. We are working on mini-games, and before I start, can I just say, look at the lovely plots people have been decorating the ground on their plot, and isn't this just the cutest little walrus face you ever did see? It makes me smile just looking at it. I'm not even joking. Look at it, so cute! Hannah decorated my plot, so it's very, very rainbow coloured. That's fine. We can... I actually quite like it. I think it looks very colourful, so that's good. Black Hub, Octagon's had his plot defaced. So this is Octopus now. But yes, we're a little behind. Some people haven't started yet. Some people have, but I've been meaning to start for a couple of days now and just had other stuff to do. So yes, we are working on a new game. This episode is going to be basically talking about what the game is and I'm going to start talking about Mineathon very quickly. So Mineathon, for those of you who for some reason do not know, you should know, is a 24-hour live stream event which is hosted online by I'm one of the organisers. Banner Wolf is another. There's a couple of other people involved as well. Spider Robot Man does a lot. There's a lot of people behind this event. Last year, we had a lot of fun. We made several mini games and we raised a fair amount. I think it was about $2,000 for charity. We chose Child's Play charity last year, and this year the voting is still going on for which charity we will support. You can go and vote for the charity you want our money to go to this year at Mineathon.com, or you can make a video suggesting your own charity. If you have something that you want us to give all of our proceeds, all of our donations to this year, make a video and submit it on the Minathon site. There's still time, and you could get all of the money going to the charity of your choice. Choose something close to your heart. So the way this works is that over the course of a couple of months, myself and several other people build mini games. These are some of the mini games that we're starting to work on. They are entirely vanilla. We use command blocks and entities and all of the amazing tricks that people have come up with to basically make the sort of game you might see on Mineplex or Hypixel, but completely vanilla, all command blocks. We've gained quite a bit of interest from this, and this year is going to be bigger and better than last year. So a couple of things to note. I keep bouncing back and forth here. We have 12 slots. I believe it's 12. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. 12. This is the spawn mechanic stuff. We are, unfortunately, at least for now, not opening this up to any more games. This is partly to do with the shape of our hub, but mostly to do with what we learnt last year. Isn't that so cute? What we learnt last year is that redstone has to be done very carefully if you have this much of it on a server. Unfortunately, this means that we can't have as many people working on this as we wanted to. Last year was great because we had loads of people making games, and it was great, but several games, mine included, didn't actually make it to the release because they were too laggy. Either the redstone was not quite efficient enough, or the game itself just caused too much lag as its core concept. So we've learnt a lot from last year. We've got a blank slate, but we've got all the memories and experience from the previous year behind us. So the way that I do map making series is basically I guess it's like a log of my progress. I show you how I do some things. I show you the mechanics. We walk through pretty much all the steps of making the game, and I release the episodes on YouTube, and you can comment and make suggestions towards the game. I learn a lot while I do these videos, so don't think that I know everything. I have to look things up, I make mistakes, and that's part of the learning process. So I hope that you find that interesting to watch. Let's get started talking about the game, because I've been rambling on for almost 5 minutes now. So this year we're going to work on a labyrinth style game. So this year Mineathon has a theme. The theme is alien invasion. All of the games we're making have to be alien invasion themed, which is kind of interesting. A theme adds a bit of challenge. So what we're going to do, and we have a proper build team, we have the Sun Fury build team working with us this year, is we're going to have an alien spaceship. This is the set for my map. I'm just doing a small not to scale model, a scaled down model of what our map is going to look like. So it's going to look something, like this. Basically, we're going to have a load of corridors that you can run along with intersections like this. It's going to be a grid-shaped map, and the idea is it's going to look like a spaceship. So you're going to be up in an alien spaceship. I'll have to see what the build team want to do with this. Running around this grid-shaped spaceship there. I'm hoping that my plan is that we can encase the entire thing in a huge coal or dark stained clay, black stained clay box. So it looks like it's in the dark of space. Maybe add stars somehow. Maybe even have like windows where you can see like a Minecraft world far below you, or other spaceships that are settling down to invade. Now the special thing we're doing with this arena is that it's a labyrinth style. So each of these intersections is going to have 4 doors, airlock style doors. And throughout the game, these doors are going to randomly open and shut. So as you play, the paths you can take in the arena will change. I think I'm going to make it so that all 4 doors in an intersection can be closed, and you might get trapped in an intersection and have to wait for a door to open. The doors will randomly open and shut. I will be using probably armor stands to do that. And I've just had an interesting idea how we could do it without armor stands, but armor stands may be simpler. We could use lava and armor stands. So yeah, you'll be running around this arena, and there's going to be 3 different game modes that I'm planning to build for this. So we're going to have 3 copies of the map, 3 identical copies of this grid-shaped space map. We could maybe go for a different color, like if we use clay and stained glass or something as the build material, we could have 3 different colors, for example. Like green is a good alien color, purple is a good alien color, and maybe white? I don't know. So there's going to be 3 game modes. There's going to be hopefully 3 copies of the map. I'll have to talk with people to make sure I'm allowed to do that, and don't have to build all 3 game modes into one map. I want to do 3 so that if somebody wants to play one game mode type, they can, without having to wait for some sort of voting system to discern that that's the type they're getting. So there's 3 game modes, as I was saying. So the first one will be I don't know what the technical term for this kind of gameplay is. I think it's like Secret Assassin, I think it's called. Basically, the storyline for it will be that the players have been let loose on an alien spaceship. They've escaped from the clutches of the alien that's abducted them, and one player is randomly chosen to be the alien. Now, the alien is going to be heavily buffed up. He's going to have better armor and weapons, and maybe some speed or strength buffs. And they're going to be able to... They'll look just like all the other players, basically. And they need to try and kill all the players without being killed themselves. Now, the players, if they work out who the alien is, could potentially kill the alien, in which case the humans win. Otherwise, the alien wins, or if the time runs out, then I guess that would be a draw of some kind. Or maybe, yeah, probably a draw. The second game mode style that I will be going for will be a last man standing situation. I guess the storyline for that could be something along... I don't know whether we need a storyline as long as the map is alien themed, but the storyline would potentially be that people are hallucinating. Yeah, they're hallucinating that everyone else is an alien. I don't know. So the idea is that you need to survive longer than everybody else. In this game mode, as well as being pitted against players, I'm going to hopefully have custom mobs and traps spawning inside this arena. So even if you try and hide, although hiding will be very difficult in this sort of arena, I think, even if you try and hide, these custom mobs and traps may snare you up. And the third game mode that I'm going to do for this map will be a first to 25 kills style thing. Now, if you've ever played Quakecraft, you'll know what I mean. Every player basically is one hit kill, and you have a weapon of some kind. I may try and do custom weapons for this game, why not? Some sort of interesting weapon of some kind. And you run around and you try not to die, and you try and kill people. If you die, you are respawned at a certain spawn point, and the first player to 25 kills basically wins the round. If the time runs out, then I guess nobody wins. So those are the 3 game modes I'm going for this year. I think it's going to be probably quite a simple map, but we can build on it as we go. We'll get the core system working, and then we can make it more complicated with time or move on to something else. There's actually something else I want to do for Mineathon this year, which is to do with the lobby, with the main spawn area, the hub. So yeah, there's one more thing I want to say. I've had this idea for a catch, right? Not a catch exactly, but an extra little interesting thing. So when you die in a game, it's kind of boring if you're not respawning. So apart from the final game mode where you respawn until the end, I'm thinking about putting players in Spectator mode, game mode 3, so they can fly around and invisibly watch other players. But the catch is going to be, or the quirk, I suppose, is that these invisible ghost players are going to be able to affect the arena. So they could stand by a door, they could float by a door, and the door would open or shut. And there may be certain places they can stand that activate traps or activate certain map events, which can either help or hinder players. I think that would be kind of interesting if you could haunt players maybe by I don't know, giving a player that you're near blindness or something, or I don't know. It's an idea. The reason I'm sort of laying these out right now in the first episode is so that I can get your feedback. Because if there's anything I've learned from my time doing YouTube and Minecraft Redstone, it's that you never stop learning. You never know everything, and like an outside opinion on something is very useful. This is why I stream a lot of Game Mode 4 stuff, because there's often amazing ideas and fixes for problems that people suggest in that stream that I never would have thought of myself. So I'm a big fan of sort of letting the community sort of pool resources and come up with suggestions. I might not accept all of them. I might think some of them are stupid, but quite often there are some very good suggestions. So think on that, those 3 game mode styles. I guess I'll summarize them in the video description maybe so you can have a look. Let me know what you think. So this episode, what do I want to do this episode? By the way, at least at the moment, I can actually move around, spawn. I can place stuff. I don't get any lag. I think this is, I don't know whether it's because there's less redstone so far, or whether the redstone we have is a lot more efficient. But efficiency is going to be a big word for this year. We're trying to make things as tidy as possible using fill clocks only when needed. Like, check this out, right? This is a clock that Citron has introduced me to. This is the server, the lobby system. It does stuff. It puts people on the right game mode and sends them here when they spawn, and it gives you the command block caresser. I added this. When I'm around redstone, I like to hold a sword in my hand because you can't break anything. We have a few people on right now, by the way. Oh, there's Hannah. So yes, this thing over here is really cool. This is something Octavigon introduced me to. So you've got this, like, you've got a very small fill clock running here. GM quick. Huh? Jack is calling me Spark. Okay, well, whatever. Anyway, so you've got a very small fill clock here, and you've got some commands. All of this stuff only needs to fire once. So there's this really clever thing that Citron's done where these command blocks here will pulse this clock, or only a certain one of these dark stained clay blocks when they're needed. So all of these command blocks are effectively removed from the clock, and they're not fired unnecessarily. So there's some pretty cool stuff. Spider's doing some stuff with armor stands that's very similar. So this is testing for certain conditions, and it will cause a certain one of these to place redstone block underneath itself and fire all of the command blocks on that clock, only when they're needed. So we're going to be very much trying to play into that style with our building. So this, let's see, this episode, goodness gracious, I've been talking for almost 15 minutes. Right, let's make this quick then. I think I might just quickly play around a little bit with the idea for the door opening and shutting mechanism. I'll show you two methods that I've just thought of and see what you think, and then we'll leave it there. I'll wait for some feedback from you guys, see what you think of the idea, see if you have any suggestions. So I'll be right back. This is not my spot. Over here, right. I'll be right back. For some reason I keep thinking that's my slot. Okay, so I am in no way suggesting that this is how the spaceship should look. Not in the slightest, because I am not a builder, as I've said many times in exactly that tone of voice. Thank God for clone commands, though. That was a lot faster than it could have been. So, the basic plan here is this is sort of a layout test for me to test my ideas. There's an armor stand by every door, and they all have a special name. I use this summon command here. They're called AGS, which stands for Accidental Games Sparks _ Door 1. So each map would have a different number at the end, Door 1, Door 2, and Door 3. But these are all called Door 1, because they're for map 1. So the plan is that we're going to use the @R selector to randomly select a door every couple of seconds, or maybe even more than one door every couple of seconds. And if the armor stand is in air, these will be hidden, by the way. We can use the marker data tag to hide them. I've just shown them for now. Look, I can do entity data at radius equals 2. Oops, let's finish that command. And then we can do marker 1b, and it vanishes. It's still there, it's just completely hidden, which reduces lag as well. And I'll just put that back for now. So if it's in air, then it will place a door, like put a block there, maybe a see-through block. And if there is glass, then it clears the glass. So there are two orientations here. There are north-south facing doors, and there's east-west facing doors. And I think we can just use the same armor stand for both directions. It may actually be, yeah, we can use. Basically, I'm thinking if there is a door there already, if there's 1 second, let's get a block quickly and put a door here. Purple glass, magenta glass. Okay, so we can that armor stand won't let me actually place them by hand. So I'm just gonna use a fill command. I don't know the ID for magenta. What's the ID for magenta? 2. Minecraft stained glass 2. Okay, so if there's a door there, it's really easy. Regardless of the direction, we can just do a command everywhere in this radius, which is a 3x3 cube, and just replace glass with air. So that's nice and easy. We can do that regardless of whether the armor stand is there or not. And I'm thinking we'll have them toggle. So whenever one of these doors gets a random update, if it's closed, it'll open. If it's open, it'll close. I think that's a nice, easy way to do it. So in this case, we would just do a fill command. It doesn't matter which orientation we have. If the door is open, like this one here, we can detect the orientation of the door using blocks. Like there's a pillar here, right? And if the door was in the other orientation, the pillar would be here. So I think we could use execute detects to work out what kind of what orientation of door it is. So I'm just going to head over to the command block area and see if I can figure that one out a second. Okay, so I think we've got something going on here. So I'm setting. I've got a scoreboard now called AG Doors, and we have to have a command block to summon every entity that we use and recreate every scoreboard we use, because they will eventually get /killed by accident. I just know it. So yeah, I'm setting all the doors scores to 0, and then I'm trying to admin while like helping people with the event kind of while recording, which is tricky. And then I set a random doors score to 1. The tricky thing here is we can't see it from here because they're unloaded, so we have to go over and then see if it's working. So I'm just going to borrow the sidebar slot a second. Set display sidebar. Oh, there's a load of scoreboards. We want the AG doors 1. So it looks like it's working. We've got one door with a score of 1, and it keeps changing. So I think that's right. I think that's what we want. Good start. Now, once we've got our door with a score, we need to work out whether it's open or shut, and then toggle it. So I'll have to think on that one a quick second. Okay, so I'm doing execute all armor stands with a score AG doors 1 of 1 or more to detect if they have air at them. That means the door is open, so we need to shut it. I need to do this one first because all the doors are currently open and I won't be able to see. So what we're going to do now is, if they have air at them, we're going to do another execute at E score. I'm just going to copy this bit. Save me typing it twice. That's going to go over here. This is going to be a bit of a longer episode. Sorry about that. I hope you made it through the rambling at the start. Execute as type of understand. Then we're going to detect to see if there is Minecraft stained hardened clay. How does this work again? Detect. Oh, I think there's coordinates here. So we want to check in the positive X. So +2, I think, is where the pillar is. Minecraft stained hardened clay, any data type. That means the pillar's in the positive X. In which case we want, right, so the positive X, if we are an armor stand and we check in the positive X for a door, that means we want to fill a door like this, in this orientation, I think. So let's quickly do that. So fill, okay, so we want to go 2 level, no, 1 level with, and then level with 2, -1, 2 above, level with. I think that's right. Minecraft stained glass, and magenta was 2, I think. Let me just take this command a second and execute it on myself so that we see. Whoops. What just happened? I think I just screwed up. Where are we? That seems right. Pretty sure that's good. So if we now head back over to the map, we should see doors starting to appear randomly, but only in one orientation. Here we go. So doors are slowly getting placed. Occasionally an armor stand will be chosen that already has a door. That's good. So we should be able to just copy that for the opposite orientation to handle the other doors, and then also add the opening. Okay, I actually have to change this up a little bit, because I realized that I was going to get an armor stand to replace the space it was in with glass, and then test for armor stands with glass and fill it with air. So we would have ended up with just air, because it would have gone, placed it, and then replaced it with air. So what I do now is, I start off by setting everyone's, all these doors score to 0, then I set a random scores door to 1, then I set the score, all scores with a door of 1, all doors with a score of 1 that are in air to a score of 2. So if it's in air, it has a score of 2. If it's in glass, it has a score of 1. And then we do the 2 fill commands for the 2 different door orientations if the score is 2. And then finally, if the score is 1, we fill and replace a 3 cubed area around the door from glass to air. Have I done that right? Is it replace air with glass or glass with air? I always get this confused. No, okay, that's fine. So it is that way around. So fingers crossed that should be working now. Let's go have a look. Or we could have just made a horrible mess. I should have probably used less doors for testing. It could happen anywhere. I just saw one turn to air there. That's good. I think this is working. So this would be one way to do it. Are you seeing any turn into glass? I'm trying to watch it. None of them seem to be getting a score of 2 that I can see, so there must be something wrong with my setting the score to 2-bit. Oh yeah, seems to be working. I'm seeing things happen. I'm not seeing them turn off now. Are they all getting a score of 2 now? Oh no, we had a 1 there. Perfect. Okay, so it looks like we're basically done. So we have these corridors. Let me quickly hide the armor stand so it looks a bit more impressive. There we go. So we're walking through this maze. We might want to play some sound effects as well. So that door just closed in my face. So as a runner, I'd have to go this way. So at the moment, I'm kind of stuck in this area. Is that something to worry about? I think right now the doors aren't very randomly spread because they all started off open. It might randomize a bit more with time. We should possibly have more than one door changing at once. But yeah, this is kind of interesting. The other way I was thinking of doing this was to have... Yeah, I think it should definitely change faster than that. The other way I was thinking we could do this is if we had a surface over the top of this whole map, we could put lava over the entire surface except for the points directly above the doors, and then use spread players on a single armor stand. The armor stand can't be spread onto lava, so it would always end up on one of the clay points that we have, and as a result, it could handle the doors from up there with a single armor stand. I'm not sure whether the spread players thing will be kind of laggy because there's so much lava and therefore it keeps failing. At the moment, it feels like I'm just constantly stuck in a small area. That might change with time. Maybe there should always be one door open in a segment. I'm not sure how I'd work that out, but there's probably a way. I think I can think of a way, actually. After I made this, I was thinking I could use success count, actually. I'll have to talk to Citron, see whether, because Citron's very good at knowing what's the laggiest thing to do or what's the least laggiest. I could use success count to do test for blocks, and the number of stained glass it finds will be set to a scoreboard. I think we need more something. The doors need to be open more often than they're shut, maybe. Because currently it feels like I can't really run around the way I wanted to. But this is the general idea. We've covered that this episode. I think it's kind of interesting. What do you think? I'll see you next episode. Bye.